we've got our guy here, and we're gonna talk, and this, you'll know what your idea is, and make sure he's not on camera. So I wanna reverse engineer, like, let's go 2 years from now. YouTube's successful, the videos are successful, we're building this crowd, follow along in this vision. So right now we're just on YouTube. We're captivating this audience. People are tuning in every week and they're like dying to watch our show. You guys remember how Pawn Stars started? Nobody knew who these guys were. It was just some pawn shop in Vegas, and they were like, let's make a reality show out of this because no one's ever done it. And now those guys you never even see them in their store. I went there one time, and it's a line to get in. They're not there. You can shop, but when it's time for them to film, they kick everybody out, and they film, and that's it. Those guys make so much money off of just the filming, they don't even work in the store anymore. I don't want to get to that spot, but it is going to get to a point where, it could get to a point where we're literally in here selling watches to get content for whatever the end goal is. What I don't like about what they did was the simple fact that I see these guys on TV, and then I go to Vegas, and I'm like, holy shit, there's their actual pawn shop. This is cool. But then when you get in there, they're nowhere to be found, and you're not gonna ever see them. I don't want us to get to that point. I want us to get to a point where people come from everywhere to come see us, to see me, to see you, to see Marco, and they want to buy from us. And people will buy from us. They'll pay more just because of what we put out there. I think we're going to get bigger, quicker on social media, basically, than what our money or our inventory supports. Let's go 2 years from now, and I want to build the plan backwards. 2 years from now, we've got store, and my vision is that big space over in the Crescent. On this side, it's all a furniture store. And then there's a foyer out there, the courtyard you can eat. This is all empty. Imagine that's our store, and it's all glass. You walk in, you see our showroom, our little lounge, and then in the back, there's like an actual studio where we film. So we'll start incorporating another video. So this is where we're getting to. We've got the store, we've got the big, beautiful store, we've got the showroom, the YouTube studio, we've got all the inventory. The step right before that is probably gonna be the TV show. For the TV show,
you got merchandise. You got a lot of people who want to purchase stuff from you.
Merchandise. Netflix, I think you produce your own series, you pay for it all, the production, and then you sell it to them, right? So we could aim for that. This could be TV show / Netflix. Right before we get to Netflix TV show, we're gonna have to have video content. Where I think you'll come into play is, so Darby and I were talking about this right here. This part's the expensive part to where it gets to a point where you can go the Netflix route. Now, depending on how we want to do it, we could do one of two things. If we take on an investor that can pay for this, we can either produce enough content and quality content to sell it to Netflix, or our content just keeps getting better and better and better and better, and we still keep it on YouTube. Ultimately, it's still going to do the same thing. It's going to drive people to us, which is going to make us more money, which is ultimately we'll have to get a bigger store, more inventory, yada, 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 because people are going to want to come and shop and see us just because of who we are. We can't do it in this little space. We're right here right now. We can keep taking on some investments and slowly build to this, but if we had one person we could partner with, and Marco, after that last insulting offer we got, yeah, I kind of gave up the idea of giving equity to anyone.
I'm a little late to the party. What's the context of this conversation?
So Darby was telling me, tell them what you were telling me, like how a whole crew comes together, what all it takes.
So what I was saying, if you wanted to up the content, we would possibly need to get investors just for that reason.
Just for the production.
Yeah, because if you want to pitch to Netflix, we're going to need people to film more spots. We're going to need like a B camera. You could have someone like a script supervisor that literally jots down everything like that is worthy of putting in the edit, so it cuts editing time. You can get assistant editors that can get me a rough edit to where I can go in and do all the creative stuff. Just build a crew, man. Like, you know, and it's reality, so we don't really need, we're just filming what you do, so we don't need like a director.
I guess where my mind started turning this morning was we've been looking for investors to supply us with more inventory. What if we flip-flopped it? What if we took on an investor? It would take a much smaller invest. For us to really do a dent in inventory, we need $1 million. How much do you think it would take to put in for a production crew for a year?
I'd have to like come up with a proposal, and because you gotta think day rates, editors, hourly rates usually, so it's different rates for a different position.
How much would it cost to fill those positions for a year? I mean, we know what we're gonna do. We know we're gonna need the people all
Right.
4 to 5 days a week
Right.
for the next 46 weeks.
Right.
The idea now is, instead of us focus on investors for inventory, maybe we start by getting an investor for this right here, and then as the quality of this goes up, the same person, if it's feasible, you fund us on this, you also continue to put funds in for inventory. The quality of the content gets better, the exposure gets better, the inventory slowly gets better and better. It's a long-term play, but I can see where it's gonna go, because it's gonna have to go into bigger inventory, bigger space, studio, all of this. If you can see that goal, then that's what I kind of wanna, however we structure it, it'd be a short-term, it'd be a loan on this, or equity stake in this. You can still do loans on the inventory, but I would say bundle it, figure out a way where we bundle it all together. You're investing X amount of dollars in increments over a period of time for equity.
Sounds good.
But we'll turn the cameras off and we'll talk about it.